In today's video, I'm going to talk about 4 reasons why real estate rookies fail. Coming up next. I work with new real estate investors all the time. In my years of helping rookies become professionals, there are 4 common reasons that I come across. So now it's time to reflect and see if you fall into one of these 4 categories. Before we dive in, I want to welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. I made this channel for the new and experienced investors, those who want to create the life they've always wanted through real estate. So let's go over the 4 reasons why most real estate beginners fail. Number 1, let's talk about maybe you're skeptical about what you see on TV, what you read about on the internet, maybe even what you read in books. So really kind of depends on where you're getting your information and your sources from. And yes, it's good to be skeptical to begin with, but it's all about learning this business, learning the trade, and getting in there and putting 100% effort towards your goal. It doesn't really have to be real estate, but whatever goal that you have in mind, putting that effort in, and that'll relieve some of that skepticism. Number 2, and I hear this quite often, Joe, I'm afraid to make a mistake. Well, that's life, and that's how you learn, is by actually going out there and doing things and sometimes stumbling along the way. Yes, you can avoid those things by getting a mentor, reading more, putting things into practice that you've heard. That will avoid that entire process for you, and you feel more comfortable at the end of the day. Number 3, you're either misinformed or you may be too informed, and both can hurt you. If you're misinformed, that means that you haven't read or practiced what you've learned. If you're overinformed, that means you've read it, maybe didn't absorb everything that was told to you, and you're kind of exaggerating what you're talking about. So either end can kind of hurt you. So it's always good to get in there, get in the trenches, start working at it, hopefully with the guidance of somebody that's going to help you, whether it's in a book or a person or whatever, that's going to move you along that path so that you're successful. Number 4, you're inconsistent. And let's say I want to be a wholesaler, and wholesaling is really involved in that I'm either making phone calls or texting people. And let's say I dedicate 2 or 3 hours a day just to do that. And the next day I wake up and I don't feel like, I'm not going to do that 2 or 3 hours. I'm just going to do an hour. And then the next day you wake up and it's down to a half hour. And I'm exaggerating the time frames here, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. You're not consistent with your time, your messaging, and your effort. And if you're not in it 100%, then you're not going to be successful at the end of the day. Yes, you're going to get discouraged along the way. Yes, there's some obstacles that are going to pop up along the way, but you have to be consistent in what you're doing to be successful. It can be hard to accept that your failure or lack of success is your fault. But the best way to determine the issue is just to take a long, hard look at yourself. If you fall into one of these 4 categories, you're not alone. And you should not feel ashamed or give up. All you need to do is recognize the problem and correct it. If you're new and want to know some of my favorite resources for newbies, click on this video right here. As always, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. See you on the next one.